Griff Hamlin here from Blues Guitar Unleashed. Welcome and thanks for joining me. In this video we're going to talk about an element of the blues called the turnaround. And if you are already familiar with sort of that simple, blues in E type of pattern, what we're going to talk about is 2 or 3 or 4 varieties of ways to turn it around to play it again. So if you've never really kind of done it more than one time in a row, this is where you want to get that going on. So let me show you what I mean. When we play the blues in E, right, and we have sort of that basic blues pattern back and forth, and I have this in many other videos, so I won't spend a lot of time on it here, but we play 4 bars of what we call the 1 chord, then we go to the 4 chord for a couple bars. Then we go back to the 1. Then we move up to the 5. And you may do the pinky thing or not, to the 4. And then we have 2 bars. And these bars are called the turnaround. And they are how we get turned around. They're how we kind of prepare to start over. And there's a lot of different ways to approach this. So I'm going to give you 2 or 3 very simple ones and let you choose for yourself which one you like. You can even vary them and kind of mix them up. It's totally up to you. So one of the things that I like to keep in mind is, I'll say the bass. And I find that if I sort of keep this going in the back of my mind, everything else tends to be a little bit easier. So if I have the 5 chord, the B, and remember, if you don't make that pinky change, you can just do it as a power chord and the A. And then you'd have E, E, G sharp, which is the 4th fret on the 6th string, A, open A string, B flat, 1st fret of the B string, B. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So on beat 1, we're at the B note, 2nd fret on the 5th string. That's important because it's the beginning of the last measure, and a B chord is what we want to play for the last measure because we're in E. The last measure is what we call the 5 chord. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of the simplest thing. So I play the B, A sharp or B flat, B. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm back. 2, 3. And I start over again. So if I play from the 5 again, down to the 4, and just the simple bass note, right? And that's one way I can, and then I'm back to the beginning. And again, I do the entire 12 bars. And you can play that same turnaround every time. That's probably where you want to start. It's very simple, it's very easy, but it might seem like it kind of has a lot of extra space. When it gets easy to play, it's going to seem like there's not much going on. So if we want to modify it, we can add that B7 chord and maybe strum a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and I'm back to the top again, right? So maybe 1, or from the 5, how about? And I'm right back up, starting again, okay? Now, there's a couple of other kind of cool options. And you can do that in the first measure of the turnaround. Remember, it's 2 measures long. So instead of open, G sharp, A sharp, we can go, this is the B at the 4th fret of the 3rd string and the D at the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. We just go down 1 fret at a time. And it's going to end up there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so that's the open 2nd string, 1st fret on the 3rd string. And then we're going to pretend that we just played here from before. And we're just going to do that. So from the 5, and then the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and you can add the strum again, right? So we could actually do either variety with either second half. So you're going to see that you can kind of mix and match these things. It's pretty cool like that. If you want to add a note to this, you can add the top string. Okay, so now I've got the 5 to the 4 to E and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right? So again, I'm right back to the beginning. And I can totally mix these all up. One time I could do this. One time I could go. One time I could go. Any and all of those will work. Truly, you can mix them up all you want. You can even, right, if you're using those little chords, you can play just the 3rd and the 1st string. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Or if you can't go that fast, you've got all these different varieties. And they're all, or just that one again. Right, so there's all these subtle little variations that you can do on that first of the 2 bars, and then you play the 2nd bar, and believe me, there's gobs and gobs of variations you can use on the 2nd bar too. Instead of, you could do a little half step above. So you go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm doing there is just, since I'm going to end up at a B7, I start at a C. Then I play a little C7. 3rd fret on the 5th string, 2nd fret on the 4th string, 3rd fret on the 3rd string. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you're allowed to mix and match those all you want. Do you need to learn them all? No, probably not. In general, you're probably going to find 1 or 2 or 3 that you particularly like, and you'll stick with that. And as you learn more blues, you'll learn a lot more turnarounds besides those. There's lots of them out there. But these are some great little simple ideas to get you started. You can be creative with them, right? You can mix and match them. You can find the method or the whatever pattern of those first and the second bar, whatever combination feels good under your hands. So you can find something that works for you, something that's easy enough or difficult enough to be fun, and you can use that as often as you want. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. Again, I'm Griff Hamlin from Blues Guitar Unleashed. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you soon. Take care.